Alright, YouTubers, welcome back to the Anonymous Miner channel. And today we are going to talk about carbon footprint. And carbon footprint, I'm going to start by defining it so that we're all on the same page about what this is the amount of carbon dioxide and other carbon compounds emitted due to the consumption of fossil fuels by a particular person, group, or etc., such as an entity, a corporation, anything like that. So it's basically the amount of power or whatever you're doing, you're burning fossil fuels, whatever you're doing in your life, what is your carbon footprint? What is the emissions that you are creating? So to give you an idea, I want to go over to the California energy.california.gov data reports. Now, the earliest one that I could find, maybe you can find an earlier one, like 2021 is not over yet, so you can't get that one, but I could find in 2019, okay, and this is going to be for California, California Energy Commission. So this is the report from 2019 of the amount of energy that California produced, and how much they bought, and where it came from, and everything else. So this is very interesting to me. You can see here that we burnt a lot of coal. We produced gigawatts worth. So we're usually in the kilowatts, alright? It goes kilowatts, megawatts, and then gigawatts. These are gigawatts produced by burning coal. There's 248 by burning natural gas to produce steam. 86,000 gigawatts produced by doing that. Burning oil, 36 gigawatts. Other waste, so petroleum or coke, which is like a byproduct of, I forgot what it is, it doesn't matter, but we're burning all this stuff, and it says right here the non-renewables and unspecified totals. So everything that is a non-renewable energy source, okay, totals to 67.91% of the energy produced in California in 2019. So we're talking about burning all this stuff to produce power, and that's to power your homes, to charge your electric vehicles. All of the power produced in California, 67, almost 68%, was a non-renewable source. Now let that sink in. So if we move on, we can see that these are the renewable sources. So biomass fuel, geothermal fuel. Geothermal would be like a heat pool, where there's steam and you can put a generator on top of it, and the heat from the Earth's core is creating steam, and you can harness that heat. Small hydro farms that don't affect fish, or you don't have to block an entire dam. Like the Hoover Dam, for example, produces a lot of power, but it's also completely unusable as a river now. Then there's solar, there's wind. The renewable total energy produced in California is 32.09%. So those come out to 100%. So again, it's more than two-thirds of the energy produced in California. Keep in mind that this is a very energy progressive state where we're trying to be a renewable energy producer. That's here in California. We have that bad of an energy consumption. So then you can say, well, what can I do? Well, what you can do on your level is you can get your own solar panels. You could try to do your own wind power. Or you can take the really easy path if you just want a zero carbon footprint, which is what I have done. I am installing my own solar. You guys have already seen that, but there's another way. You can also go to this company called Arcadia. Okay, so Arcadia is a company that you can sign up with. Let me just choose a random zip code here. These are all zip codes I tried earlier. So this is, I believe, Chicago? Something like that. So in Chicago, you can sign up for this community solar. And so what is going to happen here is you pay a little bit more over your regular power bill, just a little bit, and then they guarantee that the power that you're consuming is either directly or in a way, and we'll get to the in a way part, that's a caveat, um, renewable, so that you don't have a carbon footprint. So this is a way for you to do it. So let's go over this though. So what are they doing? So they will build their own renewable energy. Arcadia, they take the extra money that you're paying every month and they try to build these projects that they have here. You can see them. They have 131 partners that they are partnered with that are other energy products or projects that they buy into. And they have 12 projects that they're personally working on, and they're all these installations where they are installing large solar installations or wind farms in different areas to get renewable energy that they will then sell to your power company, or they will sell a token that is a green energy token. And so I am doing this. This is my energy usage for last month, 453 kilowatt hours. Okay, and that all came from this Steel Winds in Lackawanna, New York. So what is Steel Winds though? So Steel Winds is located on the shores of Lake Erie in Lackawanna, New York. Steel Winds generates around 89,000 megawatt hours of clean energy each year, enough to power over 8,000 homes. The farm's 14 turbines are located on the brownfield of a closed steel plant. So it's an old plant that was closed down, and they turned it into a wind farm to produce power. So that's pretty cool. So now, the first thing any of you are going to be asking is, you already know I live in Southern California, and this is in New York. So how am I getting power from this to over here? Well, that's a good question. I am getting tokens. So what is a token? What are you talking about tokens? Well, it's kind of fun you ask. It's kind of like a cryptocurrency. So they are called RECs. That's what they are officially called, RECs. So I found this article by David Roberts right here. It's on Vox.com if you want to go look at it and read the whole thing. It's really long, but he goes all into power and energy consumption and everything else, and renewable energy certificates. That's what REC stands for, a renewable energy certificate. So then you're still going to be asking, what is a renewable energy certificate? Okay, well, what are RECs? There are all kinds of myths and misconceptions floating around about what RECs are, and you may or may not have heard of this before. So let's get clear about what they are. When a renewable energy generator, such as a wind farm or a solar power plant, for example, generates a megawatt hour of power, it creates two sources of value. It creates electricity. This is the actual power that you can power your house with, or turn on lights in your house, or whatever else that they are actually making. And in addition to that, under federal law, it receives one REC. So this is a token, a certificate saying that it generated 1 megawatt hour of electricity from clean sources, which it can also sell. So this is funny, guys, because this is kind of like mining. They as soon as they produce a certain amount of power, they get to produce this token that they can then sell. They're generating tokens by producing power. So this means that every renewable generator in the U.S., as long as it meets certain criteria, which they have, that's another caveat for them, for the power companies that are actually making this. So it has two revenue streams, and then they can sell these ERCs. So the ERC represents the social and environmental benefits of a megawatt of clean energy. So now you're probably thinking, okay, so you don't really have a no carbon footprint, and you're not using 100% renewable energy, and you are 100% correct. But there is still a huge benefit to doing this, and that is incentivizing these companies. You are personally incentivizing these companies to invest in renewable energy, and that is where we need to be as not only just miners, but as a generation to take care of this planet, because we are all here together. No matter if we like each other or not, we're still here on the same planet together. And as miners specifically, it's giving us a very bad name. So here's a great example. Here's a Bloomberg opinion piece, and it says Bitcoin is an incredibly dirty business. This is virtual money with a real carbon footprint. And it's talking all about how bad Bitcoin is for the environment and how bad it is for everybody to have Bitcoin and yada yada yada. Well, what's funny about it is they also have to process the transactions. So whether or not it be comparable to Bitcoin or not, it's kind of funny to hear traditional financial institutions, if you will, cry about carbon footprint when they all have their own computer rooms that they have been utilizing for decades and decades to process all these transactions around the globe. But anyways, guys, I just wanted to show you I am going to keep installing more solar. I am going to try some wind turbines here. I've been looking at that. There's actually some really cool ones that have no moving parts externally, and they're very interesting to me. We will go over that stuff in the channel as well, and some battery stuff. But thank you guys for tuning in. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. If you could comment, like, subscribe, thumbs up, share the video, tell your friends and family about this channel. I would really, really appreciate that. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you guys next time on the next video. Thank you guys.